good afternoon to everyone. Today, on the auspicious occasion of the award ceremony, we welcome our honorable guest, Mr. Ambarish Dasgupta, who is Senior Partner and Founder of Intueri Consulting LLP. Our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Sir, Professor Dr. Shubhrata Kumar De, will be felicitating him with Vivek Jyoti Samman Lifetime Achievement Award. I will request Sir to please do the honors. A very good afternoon to everyone. I am Natasha Chatterjee Verma, Assistant Professor, Department of English, Swami Vivekananda University, Kolkata. I welcome you all to the auspicious program of Vivek Jyoti Samman Lifetime Achievement Award organized by the IIC cell, that is Institution Innovation Council cell of Swami Vivekananda University, Kolkata. Yes, we have gathered here today to honor a very renowned personality in the field of business consultancy and management, none other than Mr. Ambarish Dasgupta, who is Senior Partner and Founder of Intueri Consulting LLP. Sir, we are extremely privileged to have you among us, and we will have a short yet interesting conversation today. So sir, first of all, I want to know that how are you feeling on being honored with Vivek Jyoti Samman Lifetime Achievement Award?
Of course, I'm feeling delighted. I'm not sure whether I actually even qualify for this, so I'm really grateful to you that you have come all the way and doing this felicitation for me. Thanks very much, and I feel honored indeed.
Thank you so much, sir. It is our pleasure. Sir, I just want to know that what are the ups and downs that you must have faced in your life to reach over here, so that our students, they will also get inspired by knowing your success story.
See, I have only been in one profession, which is management consulting. So the ups and downs of my life I can actually relate only to consulting. And I'm not sure whether I actually have seen the up much. Maybe the down is what I have always been. So I'm glad that you're saying that I have also seen the ups. In the management consulting, it's a challenging profession indeed, because there you have to keep on delivering complex projects. You also have to keep on sourcing complex projects, get complex projects. So you have to keep clients happy. You have to feel your organization happy, feel your other partners happy. You also have a commitment to the society also, and you also have to make your employees happy. And the employees here are none other than the brightest and the best minds of the country, because they are coming in consultants, so they're well qualified. They are intelligent, they are wise, and they also have a very strong point of view, particularly the present young generation. So the ups and downs comes from in managing all these things, because there will be in consulting is not that you will always get a sustained project flow. So you will feel down when there is no project coming in. You will feel down when there is a bad delivery to a client and the client says that that the delivery does not really meet his expectations. You will feel down when an employee is leaving the organization for whatever reasons it may be. So all these can actually contribute to the down feeling. Losing a client, losing an employee, losing a deal, losing to the competitor. But the ups are, to me, the ups have always been that when I acquire a new client, when I get a new complex project, that has always been a huge motivational factor, because I could compare that delight to none other delights ever in life. When one client says that I'm placing all my faith on you and I'm engaging you to do this work for me. So that I feel is a major delight, that particular point. That's one has to really keep on having their patience, do a lot of self-introspection, keep on thinking that why, if any adversity has struck him, that why has this adversity struck. I would also not recommend anyone coming from the institute or very aspirational young mind to keep on continuously changing their profession. At anything not happening well, keep on changing the profession, because I've been in one firm for 20 years, and I think over a time you actually always keep on feeling that you have done the right thing of not continuously changing the profession. So there will be multiple such things, but you always have to be a little patient, self-introspection, analytic, do a lot of inward thinking that why these things have happened.
So, do you feel the same passion today as you used to feel on day one when you started your journey?
I think the passion goes up because when we started the journey at that time, along with the passion, there was always a kind of a selfish interest of how far I will be moving up, my promotions and all this. But now that I do not have that, so there is no such personal desires laced with that passion. So what I now have, which can keep on going, is only the passion for the profession because there is no kind of movements that or no kind of materialistic benefit that I will be getting anymore. So therefore, that is the only passion
Very well
that I
said.
can, yeah.
Sir, do you have any regrets in your life? Like today, you are quite experienced in this field. So, if you had this experience earlier, you could have done something in a much better way. Is there something like that? Do you regret something?
Not regret, but of course the landscape of the consultancy is changing because when I started, say when I joined PricewaterhouseCoopers, EW at that, it was 1993, and when we are now talking, you and me, is 2022. So 1993 to 2022, 29 years have changed the landscape of the consulting so much. The new things coming up, the digital, the artificial intelligence, analytics, emerging technologies, so many new things coming up, cyber, cloud, which is all impacting the consulting. And in 1993, possibly that was not so important. So therefore, if we now start something, then I first have to think that what are the relevant contemporary subjects which a client actually is wanting to know. And therefore, always the consultancy will be to much more focus on the relevancy and staying contemporary.
So, do you have any idol in your life? Those who have inspired you or those who have helped you to achieve whatever you have achieved a lot in your life. So, is there anyone or more than one person who have actually inspired you in your journey?
I think there are many. It is difficult to speak of any particular individual, but in consultancy, one thing you always have to do is to keep on learning. Learning from an individual's behavior, learning from a client, learning from an ordinary person to an maybe very well established person, learning from your bosses, learning from your juniors. So, therefore, it's difficult actually to say who was my idol, from whom I learned. But you have to keep on learning. You have to be a very good observer, watch the environment, watch every people, try to understand what their expectations are. They are also having certain good things. So every individual in a client who have been interacting with must be having certain positives. So figure out that what those positives are, and every individual contributes to the learning, contributes to the maturity of a consultant. So it's difficult to really identify one individual like that or two few individuals, but from every point we actually source our learning and inspiration.
So, what are those skills that you think are very important to become a good management personnel?
To become a good management consultant, if I actually say,
Yes.
well, at this point in time, I should say the skills that is becoming very relevant is the research. The
Okay.
research, strong research ability, strong analytic ability, to be very aware about the happenings, and a very strong analytic mind, not just to stay informed, but to also have the capability to analyze the information that they're getting from the market, and also to construct a solution, problem solving skills. Because I would not personally, actually, many people say that I'm not a good articulator, I'm not a good communicator. I would rather consider those attributes of an individual of a much lesser importance than the research, sincerity, honesty, the analytic skill of that person. Those things, observant, those will matter to me much more than having the external flamboyance or smartness or the articulation or the communication ability.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I very much agree with you because if a person is knowledgeable, if he knows something, then
Yeah.
because he knows the content, so he will be automatically very much what to say. He will become very much means.
He will be able to express himself in some or the other.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, he
things
can
come out.
express in a better way. He will be confident. So these are the things that comes hand in hand. So, sir, um, what was that thing that actually triggered you to choose this profession of business consultancy?
Oh no, at that time when at the age of 22, 24, it was just the need for getting a job.
Okay.
So nothing triggered at that time. We do not really have so much of option that I would become a consultant. It's just moving into that and then somehow not leaving that. Maybe no one else offered me any other job. So just continuing with it and then growing into a consultant. So I don't think At that time, I really applied a choice that I will be a consultant and therefore only going for a consultancy firm. It just happened in that way. That yes, I mean, I didn't apply huge deliberation or a choice before becoming a consultant, but after getting into the profession, I didn't ever think of leaving this profession. So it's a more question of applying my choice in sustaining this profession, not applying my choice in choosing this profession.
Okay, sir. Sir, please let us walk through your journey to Intueri. Means, how was your journey?
So my consulting life started with a firm called Pricewaterhouse, which later became PricewaterhouseCoopers. I joined them as at a junior management position, then became a partner, then became the partner of the technology, head of the technology consultancy, then became the head of the consulting, which was one level above, and then moved into the PwC's leadership team, the board. Then also moved from PwC, and then also moved into the global consulting leadership team of PwC. Then moved into KPMG, another firm. Same role, KPMG consulting leader. Then when at the around 2017-18, this thought was in me. I thought that most of the management consulting leading firms in India are multinational. So whether it is the big three, then the big four, or even below big four, most of the names that you will be speaking of, or it will come to your mind when you talk about management consultancy, are international firms. There are large Indian IT firms, but there are not many large. So therefore, one thought was always going through my mind that if I actually can create an India-led management consulting firm, which the talents are from India, Indians are producing so many brilliant people, we have so good institutes, Indians are going to Harvard, Wharton, coming back. So if I can really create a forum where all the students, the intelligent minds getting degrees from these colleges can come and work, and it's an India-led consulting firm solving the major issues of the global organizations, then that would really be a good recognition to the Indian talent. And that's the thought with which I have started Intueri. Now I may be possible to do just 10% of that ambition, but if the Intueri doesn't fold up and continue, then maybe my next younger generation of the Intueri, my other partners will be taking this forward, and hopefully within another 30-40 years, I'll be very happy, even if I am not on this planet at that time, I'll be very happy to see that Intueri has become a very strong global consulting firm.
Absolutely, sir. We also hope so. Sir, what is your idea of success? That is, if I will ask you to just define success, what is your definition of success?
I would rather actually not want to have any definition of success, because the success and the failure and what the outcome should definitely not be the objective. It's the question of how much you apply yourself into the journey to the success, and therefore leave the factors or leave the success in the hand of, if you call, destiny or God or whatever. But one should be actually very honest and committed to the process of the work. So we should be worshipping the work, not worshipping not targeting the outcome. Should be intelligently performing, have an objective, but whether you achieve it or not, that is something which you should not possibly be keeping very much in mind.
So, what is the best leadership lesson that you have learned till date?
The best leadership lesson, I should say, is that you need to put yourself in the shoes of your colleagues and employees. Hear them well, try to think why are they raising these issues, and then try to address those issues rather than you taking your own views about their problem. And therefore, putting ourselves in the shoes of my junior employees, putting ourselves in the shoes of the clients is extremely important to understand their point of view or the concerns on any matter. Empathy is definitely a very big thing. Empathy and listening is and also taking a very balanced view. And another very important thing is, which with our age, and I have also lost it, not that we actually lose a little bit of openness, our egoism, our ego coming from our experience, from the age and everything, to a large extent color our views, and we feel like that I'm saying this, so why are you not? So we have to be very, very open, very, very open. And more so, it's becoming tougher to become leaders to the present generation now or to the younger people now, because that kind of blind faith and obsequiousness and compliance is going. They will be challenging. And we should not be feeling offended by the challenge. We should be having that kind of openness in our mind.
So, which is your biggest innovation?
I think yet to come possibly. I never
But till
innovation,
date,
nothing.
if I ask till date, which is your
Yeah.
biggest innovation?
Innovation actually happens honestly, Natasha, on every day in a consulting profession, which since we're not into any kind of product thing, so I cannot really say that what is an innovative product we have produced in the market. But handling an X client, Y client, Z client, A client, B client, as you keep on handling clients, keep on handling different kinds of problems and the projects, you have to keep on innovating on that problem, what should be the approach and the method that you take. So that should be so the innovation will have to keep on continuously happening on every client, every problem, every solution.
Okay, sir. So, where do you see Intueri in the coming 5 years?
I would rather like to want to see Intueri not in terms of volume or turnover or number of people, but I would like to see that any problem happening any part of the world. So I'll be very happy. Like I tell that if said suppose one of the topmost celebrities in the private equity world, or in the political world, or in the multinational company, in the banking world, he has a problem. He wakes up, he has a problem. He feels that it's not happening well. He should think, oh, I heard of this company Intueri in India. Why don't you contact them and
Yes,
call
sir,
them?
yes.
So that's what my aspiration will be. Not that Intueri is a $1 billion company or a $2 billion company. A CEO waking up thinking that, or a CEO having a sleepless night, is thinking that who will be able to solve this problem, or who will be able to give me a vision of this kind. He should be thinking that there is a firm called Intueri and we should be contacting him.
So, since we are a blooming university, so we are also having students from the School of Management. So, what is the scope of employment for the students of management in the coming years?
I think it's very strong, because with the present situation, at least in 2022, the year that we are going through and the kind of opportunities that I'm seeing people are having in the job market, I don't know whether any other wave will take it away from us. But as of now, the kind of opportunities we are seeing now is immense.
Okay.
For all kinds of management professionals, not just in consulting, but even in industry also, if someone is joining. I'm seeing the opportunities are immense for every area, every area.
Okay, sir. Sir, I want to know that how we can bridge the gap between academia and industry so that our students can be made much more employable, that is, they become industry ready. So, what we can do actually, shall we incorporate certain changes in our curriculum or something? What are your suggestions on this?
Yeah, you definitely can tie up with consulting firms or industry to do more live projects.
Okay.
So it is not just sending them for a 2-3 months of internship there. It's if you can source projects there from them, saying that you will be delivering a part of this project. Like a large X consulting firm gets a project, and therefore you talk to them and say that half of the project can this be executed by your students. So then they will actually be getting to see a live project, and this could. And if you are even more ambitious, if you can start getting projects from international global firms also. If some leading consulting firm gets a project in the US and outsources a part of the project to your students to do that. So that will definitely give you a big exposure.
Okay,
Executing
sir.
projects.
Okay, sir. Sir, we will be looking for your guidance in this matter. And sir, what I will ask you is that apart from all these things, business consultancy, management, everything, what are the other passions that you are having in your life? That is, for your free time, what are the things that you pursue? What are your passions? What
Sleeping.
are sleeping?
Yeah, only sleeping. Always on the bed, look at the roof and sleep.
So I must
No,
say that.
I do want to read books, but yeah, that's one. But the time and all these things is, and also with the age, the concentration goes. So therefore, we're focusing on that. But yeah, I mean, I am a little lazy person, so I try to sleep.
So lastly, can you give some message for our university, and while delivering the message, if you can take the name of our university, that is Swami Vivekananda University.
The message to the Swami Vivekananda University is that the good work that you are right now doing, I'm sure you will be keeping that good work up, and you will also be create a strong aptitude in your students for becoming a very honest deliverer of the work that they will be getting in their life, be it in consulting or be it in industry, then they should be doing full justice and honesty to the work that they will be getting. Because even if you are a little short on your knowledge or your intelligence or on your background, if you are really honest and dedicated to that work, definitely you will be able to achieve that. So create a sense of that honesty and ethics in your students.
Thank you so much, sir, for honoring this event. We are overwhelmed that you accepted our that we organized this event. We felicitated you. You accepted this thing. So we are very much happy for this. And sir, lastly, this is the end of our program, and this is Natasha that is signing off.